In the last video, we looked at operations with signed numbers, went over the rules for adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing signed numbers. The focus was on integers, but the rules we went over apply to pretty much any number, whether it's a fraction or a decimal, and so forth. Now in this video, we're going to look at the order of operations, but I want to go over one basic thing here having to do with exponents. So if I have a base b to some power n, and for right now I'm going to assume that n is a positive integer, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So I have the base b taken to a power n, so that's, I can read that as b to the nth power, or the nth power of b. And that means that this is written, b is written as a factor n times. Okay. So right there, that means n factors of b. So just as an example, 3, I put a power, I'll say 3 there, that means 3 factors of 3 multiplied. So it'll be 3 times 3 times 3. Okay, 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27. Or if I say I have negative 2 to the third power. Now here you have to be careful, because if I don't have parentheses here on the negative 2, then it's understood that the base is 2, so that means 1 negative and 3 factors of 2. Okay, so 2 times 2 times 2 is 8, and a negative makes it a negative 8. Okay, now if I have it this way, if I have, say, a negative 2 squared, it means 2 factors of 2. So it's negative, and then it's 2 times 2. That's 4, and then a negative makes it a negative 4. Whereas if I have it in parentheses, like this, in that case the base is negative 2, so that's 2 factors of negative 2. Okay, negative times a negative, roots from last time is a positive, so this is a positive 4. Okay, so you got to be careful whether you have parentheses or not. Clear this. And then before we get started in the order of operations, over here I have a mnemonic phrase. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So notice I have some letters, the first letter of each word, in red. So in this case, the P stands for parentheses, the E stands for exponential. Okay, so that means powers of a base, so 2 to the 3 and so forth, 4 to the 5th. Okay, those are exponentials. Okay, the M stands for multiplication, the D in this phrase stands for division, the A stands for addition, and the S stands for subtraction. Okay, so basically the general rule for order of operations from left to right, okay, we start off with parentheses. Anything parentheses you can perform. Anything with a power you can perform. And then you do the multiplications and divisions in the order that they come. And the addition and subtractions would be last. Okay. So let's look at the first one. Perform the indicated operations and simplify your answer. Okay, so you look at this. 4 plus 2 times 4 minus 5 times 3 plus a negative 5. Okay, you don't want to do this. You don't want to say 4 plus 2 is 6 and then multiply by 4 you get 24. Okay, now if it had parentheses on the 4 and the 2 like this, add parentheses like this, then you can multiply it out. But in this case, you simply bring down the 4 plus and then multiplication. You look at the root. There's no exponential here, so we do the multiplication. That's 2 times 4 is 8. Minus 5 times 3, multiplication, that's 15. Then we have minus 5. Okay, so then we add 4 and 8. Then you add 2 at a time. Doesn't matter which 2 in this case. You can subtract also. So 4 and 8 is 12. Okay, and then again, minus 15 and a minus 5. Remember, we can write subtractions as addition, so that this could be written as a plus negative 15. This could be a plus negative 5. So I'm just going to write this as a plus minus 15 and a minus 5 is a negative 20. Negative 20. Okay. Remember the rule from last time. Any subtraction, A minus B, can be written as an addition, and then you just follow the rules for addition. A plus negative B. Okay, so I can write this as a plus negative 15. Here I can write this as a plus negative 5, and the minus 15 and the minus 5 minus 20. And then finally we have 12 and then negative 20. The signs are different, remember? So we subtract 20 minus 12 is 8. And then disregarding the sign, we take the larger number, a sign that's associated with the larger number, which is maybe 20, so it has a negative. So we get a negative 8. Okay. So again, order operations from left to right. The general rule is you can do things in parentheses, and any exponentials, any multiplications, divisions, addition, subtraction, normally done last. Okay. The next one. Again, you can do the parentheses here. Okay. And again, these are separate, so I could go ahead and say this is a minus. And then 3. This is 3 subtract a negative 1, so that cancels to a plus. That becomes 3 plus of 1, so that's 4. And I can take out the parentheses since I only have one number, but I'll just go ahead and leave it. And then do the exponentials. 3 squared is 9. Doesn't matter which one I do first here. And then negative 4 squared. Remember again, here the negative 4 doesn't have parentheses, so here keep the negative and then you square the 4. This will give you 16. Okay. And then this is a 9 here. And then I'm going to add these two. Okay, this is 9 subtract 4, but remember I can write that as a plus negative 4. So I can look at this as an addition and say it's negative 4 and a negative 20. I'm sorry, negative 4 and a negative 16 is a negative 20. And I can add these up now. Okay. Signs are different, so I subtract the 9 from the 20, disregarding the sign. I take the sign of the larger. Okay, 9 from 20 is 11. And then the sign associated with the 20 is negative. So I get negative 11. Okay. Delete these, cancel these. Okay, look at the next one. Okay, again, you don't want to say 2 subtract 4 is negative 2, and then do the multiplication, okay? So, unless it has parentheses, if it's parentheses like this, then you can say 2 minus 4 is negative 2, and then do the multiplication, okay? But in this case, I just bring down the 2 and minus, and then now multiplication first, or parentheses, it doesn't really matter. So here, I'm going to do this multiplication here. This is 12 minus 3 plus and then here's a division. Okay, so again, I could do the parentheses first here. They're separate, so 1 subtract 5. Remember, that's the same thing as 5 add negative 5. I'm sorry, 1 subtract 5 is the same as 1 plus negative 5. So if you follow the rules there, the signs are different. So it's 1 from 5 is 4, and I take the sign of the larger number, disregarding the sign, that becomes negative 4. Okay, and I'll leave it in the parentheses. Okay, and this one, division. Okay, so negative 8 divided by 2, the rule is, again, negative divided by positive is a negative, so this will be negative 4. Negative 4. Okay, so now let's just do the, you can write this then, it has 2, you can write all these as subtractions as addition, and say 2, so let me do it up here, so I'll say 2 plus negative 12. 2 subtract 12 is the same thing as 2 plus negative 12. Then subtract 3 is the same thing as plus negative 3. Now just go ahead and add these. Well, then put negative 4. So these are going to cancel out. Because negative 4 minus a 9. So you see, this becomes, the last two terms become negative 4 plus 4. Negative 4 plus 4, that goes to 0. Okay, so all I've got is this up here. So I got 2 plus a negative 12. Okay, so we subtract 2 from 12, take the sign of the larger number, disregarding the sign, so it becomes negative 10 plus a negative 13, negative 3 rather. Negative 10 and a negative 3 is a negative 13. And that's your answer for that one. Okay, so again, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So we do the things in parentheses, exponentials, multiplication, division, and addition and subtraction are usually done last. Okay, but that's the general process. Now this particular one here, I could have done this multiplication here, this division here. That's not going to affect the answer. Okay, but with addition and subtraction, you have to be a little bit more careful. Okay, unless you have it in the parentheses. Okay, the last one. Okay, these rules are, like I said, apply with regular numbers, whole numbers, integers, fractions. So in this case, I have 1/4 minus, and then 1/8 times 3 is 3/8. And then I want to combine this. Least common denominator here, you can see it's going to be 8. So I multiply here by 2, and by 2, this becomes 2 over 8 minus 3 over 8. Okay, the denominators are now the same. I simply combine the numerator, so this becomes 2 minus 3, which I can write as 2 plus negative 3. So 2 and negative 3 is a negative 1. And that's going to be over 8. And that's in simplified form, so that's all I can do with that. Okay. Now I went over some basic ideas with the exponents. I do a little bit more with exponents in a subsequent video, but this will end this particular video. Thanks for watching.